All right. What's going on, everyone? Ray Yerg's back here. Just saying update on this glorious Sunday. Beautiful day up here. Hot again up here in Connecticut. But hey, that's all right. We'll take all the good days as we can get. Hope you all having a great Sunday as well. Gonna get right into it as we got a lot of topics to discuss. So first thing we're going to start off with was some of the breaking news that we just had. Give me 1 second. Yep, that's right. If you guys heard the breaking news, Earl Thomas out of Baltimore, going to be either traded or released per Adam Schefter. Not really a big surprise there, as many of you know. But the bigger news to me is that, so obviously if you heard there was like a conflict with a teammate and everything. So, but the bigger news is that there's a lot of sources saying that the Cowboys are the front runners to land Earl Thomas, which I'm not so sure that's really the case, in my opinion. I mean, I know that like Earl Thomas wants to play for the Cowboys, and I just don't see it because the Cowboys had their chance the first time around to get him, and he ended up signing with Baltimore. I know that like the money and the years probably could have been an issue as to why the Cowboys didn't get him. But I don't really know if he. I mean, a lot of people are saying that he fits with the land, because of the land of misfit toys, which is true. But I just don't see Earl Thomas going to Dallas. I don't think he fits there. I think he would create more of a problem in Dallas than anything. I actually think that the Cowboys are getting onto the right path with trying to contend for a Super Bowl. And I'm not so sure Mike McCarthy would even want Earl Thomas on the team. I don't see like McCarthy's not the type of player that wants troublemakers or problems in locker rooms. They have a really good young core there. They have a lot of good talent, and their secondary is good enough without him. I really don't think that they need him. So I really can't see that the Cowboys are going to be in contention. That's immediately the first people's thoughts that the Cowboys are going to be the contenders to land Earl Thomas. Not so much the case in my opinion. I don't see it. They're going to have to give up. They're going to have to trade for him, first of all. I mean, they can wait till if Ravens release them. But if I'm the Ravens, I would at least try and get something for him. Apparently, they have to rework the contract, probably to try and make a trade. They'd end up losing out a lot, the Ravens. They should at least try and get something for him. If I'm the Ravens, I send him to the worst team in the NFL as a punishment. Seriously, I just send him to in the NFL and make him live out the rest of his contract there. By that time, he'll end up retiring anyway. So that's what I would go with. But I don't see the Cowboys as a fit. I don't think they need him. The Cowboys are good enough without him. The Cowboys are going to contend for a Super Bowl this year. I'm not a Cowboys fan, but I'm going to stick to reality that they're going to compete for a Super Bowl. There's no doubt this year they got to be able to make with that much talent on that team. There's no doubt that they have to do better than what they've had. And I think McCarthy is probably the right coach to do it. So I just don't think that Earl Thomas fits the scheme for the Cowboys. But apparently a lot of people think that the Cowboys are going to get him. And if they do, kudos to you. You can have the headache, but if there's no room for headaches in the locker room, for sure. No room for headaches in the locker room. But aside, I'm going to stay with the breaking news real quick. Washington Capitals also fired their manager after a disappointing playoff bubble, getting bounced in the first round against the Islanders. To me, that's kind of a shocker to me. I mean, they were the defending Stanley Cup champions, but maybe the Capitals just want to head in a different direction. Really sure. But kind of a shocker to me. But I guess it's maybe not really a shocker since when you have higher expectations after your championship team and you don't really do anything the next year, coaches tend to get fired. So it's unfortunate, but that's the coaching world. That's life. That's life. See what they bring. Reading some tweets here. And just people gotta love trolls. So as we move forward, we'll move on. NBA recap. Not much to really say about the NBA. I mean, it's been either a blowout or a blowout. Lakers roll though. They seem to have found their stroke. They seem to have found their game. The defense has been playing much better against the Blazers. So that's good news for them. It seems like they're up 2-1 in the series, and LeBron and AD unstoppable when they score 30 plus each. So they despite missing 15 free throws, that game could have been a much bigger blowout than it really was. Blazers just seem to have cooled off a bit. I don't think a lot of people are giving the credit to the Lakers defense, as I said a couple of days ago that the defense wasn't playing as good in the bubble, but the last 2 games they seem to have found the defensive scheme to stop the Blazers and halter their offensive skill set. So that's good to them. I mean, going into March, Lakers were one of the better defensive teams in the league, so it's not really a surprise. I know they're missing some some players, especially Bradley, who's one of their better defensive players, but they still have a really good defense. And then, like I said, they seem to have found it the last couple of games against the Blazers. So that's helping them. And the offense, the offense has been better because they're getting the ball down low more to Anthony Davis and not taking so many outside perimeter shots, which is where their weakness is. So them moving down low and dominating with the big guy and Howard and Davis and LeBron getting, as he's always been a freight train coming through when he's down low. That's where to me, that's where his butter is. And they've been doing that a lot more. And that's what's really helped them get to where they are the last 2 games. So if they just keep with that scheme, they'll end up winning the next 2 games and eliminating the Blazers 4-1. I believe the odds for the Blazers to come back and win the series is plus 1,100. So for all you Blazer fans out there, still think that there's value that they can beat the Lakers, then go put the money on it and put it where your mouth is. But I just can't see it now. As I stated a couple of days ago, that the Blazers seem to be a problem. But after seeing what the defense has done the last couple of days and what they found with stopping the offense of the Blazers, I think it's working, and I think it will continue to work for the next 2 games. Give me 1 second here. We're just going to get some hashtags here and get some tweeted out so people know that we are live as usual. All right, so we'll stay with the recap for a few. Miami Heat, tough team. They go up 3-0 against the Pacers. Pacers made it a game late, but couldn't prevail. In the last few minutes, they pulled within 3 or 4. In the last few minutes, they just couldn't get it done. But Heat look absolutely strong. They really look like that they're the favorite to come out of the East. Very good group of players. Their offense is phenomenal. And they're playing a tough Pacers team. I said last night in my quick video update, the Pacers are a good team. They're gritty. They can create problems. And for the Heat to be up 3-0 on the Pacers tells you something about that team. if I'm the Bucks, the Raptors, or the Celtics, and I gotta play the Heat, I'd be worried. Celtics look strong. They look to close out the Sixers today, which they will. They'll sweep them. Brett Brown will be fired, as many say that he should have been already, which I agree with. Should have been fired 2 years ago. Guys, the process just for the Sixers fans, the process just you can't trust. Don't trust the process. Trust the process. That has become don't trust the process. It's failed completely. You're barely making it. You haven't made it out of any rounds in the playoffs. I think maybe you made it out of round one last year or the year before or something, but they haven't been much further than that. And but the Sixers probably won't fire Brett Brown because they'll say that Simmons wasn't playing, so they didn't have the best opportunity to win. Not the case. I've never been a Ben Simmons fan, even coming out of college. I just don't see him as a good enough player that he doesn't help the team in ways to win. I mean, yes, he distributes the ball very well, but he doesn't shoot, and he can't shoot. He can't make jumpers. He poses no offensive threat. So for people to say that Simmons would have helped them win, that's just really isn't the case. The Sixers are just an abysmal team. Brett Brown's an incompetent coach. He wants to let Embiid take threes, which I don't get. Embiid's like Shaq in size. I'm not saying he's plays like Shaq. He like him in size. And I can't seem to fathom when teams have big guys like that they just don't get the guys the ball down low and just completely dominate. That part of the game is completely vanished. And I've said it on multiple occasions that when the 2-point shot down low inside the paint is an easier bucket to get than any mid-range or outside perimeter shot. And for some reason, almost any team really can't comprehend that. It's more of a shooting game now that we take threes. There's no defense, but you get the points in the paint. You're either going to get fouled or you're going to make the basket and get fouled with an N1. I just can't comprehend that. And somebody like Embiid has not been taught how to play that way at all. And the Sixers need to get the right coach in there in order to get that. Maybe Shaq can go mentor him or something. I'm not sure, but big guys like that need to be fed inside the paint, as they'll just dominate. Especially the way that defense plays. The way that teams play defense, they're just going to hack you and just try and stop you from scoring. So if you're able to be a big man that can hit free throws when you get fouled, you pose just as an offensive threat as you would if you were just going to dunk it or lay it up. So, too bad for Embiid. He can be a really good player. I believe he can be a lot better than what he is right now. So, we'll see what the future holds for him. But the Bucks roll again. Not a surprise. As I stated, it looks like 1, 2, 3, and 4. We'll just move on. East is going to wait a little bit probably until the West battles it out. OKC came back yesterday with a very impressive victory against Houston. Started the game off really slow. They only had 7 points up to about the 3-minute mark in the first quarter. And Chris Paul finally found his stroke, played a much better game. And OKC takes it into overtime, and they just dominated the Rockets in OT. Kind of ran away with it, but that was probably the best game of the day since there was the first close game of the entire playoffs, since most of the games have been blowouts. But glad to see OKC get a victory against Houston. I'm not a Rockets fan. I really don't like Harden. I really don't like Westbrook. I just don't like the team. I don't like the style of play. I don't like D'Antoni. I didn't like him when he was when he was coaching the Lakers. And I still don't like him. The offense, I get it. everybody wants to see shots. Everybody wants to see threes. I get it, but I can go watch the Warriors, and it's much more flashy when they do it because they actually even play both ends of the court, where the Rockets really don't play both ends of the court. They just play one. So glad to see OKC get it. They probably won't win the series, unfortunately. Houston is that much better. I'd like to see the upset. I'd definitely be rooting for the Thunder to upset the Rockets for sure. But got more games on today. I'm not sure who's playing first. I haven't really looked at the schedule. Kind of just wanted to get on here quick. So right now I'm watching the Tigers finishing up his 18th. He's 5 under today. Good round from Tiger. After he and still ended up shooting even yesterday. And Tiger's finishing up here with at 5 under. Like seeing what he's doing today. He's stroking the ball really well, and be good for him going into next Cup playoffs. I believe that he will get into the top 70 because I think he was 56th, I believe. So he will probably play next week, but that'd be good for him. He needs the reps. He needs to play some. He needs to stay consistent. So getting into going into the U.S. Open and going into the Ryder Cup too. So see what happens. But moving down here, man, gonna go back. So I've been talking about the Padres all week, and we'll just continue. Slam Diego continues to hit beach balls. That's right. It's like every player on the Padres is just hitting a beach ball right now. Everything that they're doing is just clicking on all cylinders. They're raking. They hit another grand slam, their 5th grand slam that they have hit this week alone in 5th and 6th games. That is amazing. Teams should take notice and try not to load the bases against the Padres. If you don't load the bases, you won't get a grand slam hit on you. It's a proven fact. Okay. It's proven. But they completely destroyed the Astros yesterday, where the bottom of the 2nd inning just probably felt like a goddamn eternity to the Astros, as that inning lasted at least an hour. That was crazy. They I don't even know how many runs that they ended up putting up. I think 10 or something like that. But they rolled the Astros, and this team is hot. This team is playing tremendous baseball. They are having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders. The pitching has been good. The bats obviously have been tremendous. There is not one player that you can go through that lineup and say right now is an easy out. Not one. And they're going to give the Dodgers a run at this point. The way that they're playing, they're going to give the Dodgers a run. I really like to see them make the playoffs. This would be a really good year for them. They have a tremendous opportunity right now with a shortened season to do something special. And I just hope that they continue to rake. Don't think that there'll be anything that they may be picking up at the trade deadline, since that's a week away. Why would you? Why disrupt the team the way that they're playing? No need to do that. But you can always improve, maybe on a pitcher or two, maybe in the bullpen or something. But they continue to just hit beach balls. Amazing what San Diego is doing right now. Just amazing. Really just speechless at this point to see how they're playing. But we're going to take a quick break. I'll be back in less than 1 minute. Just going to give a shout out to some promos here. Go follow me. Go follow my YouTube channel, my podcast. Follow, like, subscribe, retweet, and I always appreciate the support. We'll be back in less than 1 minute. All right, all right. We're back after that quick promo. We're gonna stick with baseball. Phillies, man. Phillies bullpen 8.44 ERA, 5 straight, blowing leads, costing this team with a lot of talent, supposedly. Some much needed wins. If you listen to my MLB breakdown for the National League, I penciled them in as not the World Series champion. I penciled them in as the National League champions. I liked a lot what I saw. I thought their pitching rotation was really solid going into the season with Girardi coming in as head coach. But the Phillies continue to just be completely lost as to what they're doing. This team has a lot of good offensive players, but their pitching is terrible. They did just make a trade with the Red Sox to get Brandon Workman and Hembry, which was a good pickup for them. So we'll see how that they pan out to help that bullpen, as Workman will definitely help them out tremendously. But I don't know if it's going to be enough. They got to do a lot more than just getting 2 guys in the bullpen. It's like they just got to reamp that entire bullpen. You in today's baseball, you can't go with a bullpen that's this bad and expect to come out on top. And I think Girardi knows that. And I mean, Girardi can't play the same players every day. Can't pitch the same guys every day. People need rest. You got to come in situational spots. But the bullpen just cannot give up games, especially late in the game. And last night's game was an example. They gave up the game, and I think it was the bottom of the 8th. The Braves ended up taking the lead, and they were up 4-0 going into the 8th inning. And you're trying to win a championship, and that's not going to cut it. That is really not going to cut it. Bryce Harper continues to rake. I mean, he's hitting tremendous baseball right now, and you got to kind of feel bad for him. I always say, I say that Bryce Harper to me is overrated, but he's having a really good season. If somehow the Phillies turn this around and make the playoffs and get deep into the playoffs somehow, we're going to look at Bryce Harper and see what he's done this entire season and see how much he's helped them from this point on, to see about him possibly being the MVP for the league. Because I mean, how many more times? I mean, they gave up runs against the Blue Jays. They gave up games. It's just crazy to me that this team has this much talent and is below 500. It really is. Maybe the front office is really the problem. And I'm sure if I talk to some Philly fans, because I'm not a Phillies fan, but if I talk to some Phillies fans, I'm sure that they would say that the front office is part of the problem. Girardi coming in here is a tremendous hire. And it's always tough to get immediate results on your first year. So we're not expecting immediate results, but I'm sure the fans are expecting a lot better than where they are right now. I mean, if I look up, let me see what their record is. I believe that they're like 9-14 or something like that. Phillies, 5th place in the division. 9-14, just like I said, 9-14, 5th place. They are behind the Nationals, who give up a ton of runs and have been playing horribly this year. They're behind the Mets, who's just an up and down team. The Marlins, 2nd place, and they're 11-10, and they're 3 games better than the Phillies. And not only that, the Marlins haven't even played the same amount of games as the Phillies. Ouch. Excuse me. That is terrible. If I'm the owner, I'm firing the general manager immediately. I did not know. I knew their record was bad, but I did not know they were sitting fifth in the division. I thought they were at least in fourth. I thought there was one team below them at least. And if I had to put the team, it probably would have been the Nationals. Yeah, atrocious. Lost 5 in a row. They are just, yeah, they're not a good team right now. They're terrible, and they need to do something. 844 bullpen ERA. Not going to win your ball games. But something will need to be done, and we'll see if the Phillies can figure it out the rest of the season. Still got over 30 games left. So, but the halfway point's almost here, which means playoffs will be here soon too. So they only got 5 weeks of ball left to figure it out. So we'll see what happens. But the division seems like it is up for grabs. I don't know. Maybe. The Braves are at the top, but never know. Got to win ball games in order to do it, especially when you're playing the Braves in this series. So, oh well. Excuse me. More topics. Let's see here. I got one here, but I want to pull up something before I do it. All right. So, gonna get into the let's see here. All right. Put my glasses back on here. Don't worry. Sorry about the glare. If there's a glare from the glasses, been trying to work on that. Clippers, very disappointing. If most of you know, NBA is promoting Black Lives Matter. They've been doing that the entire playoffs since the bubble started. You could put stuff on the back of your jersey. You could do all kinds of things. I'm not going to get too much into that topic as I at this point, because I don't really support a lot of that. But and if you don't like that, I don't support it, and we can talk about it on another time, and I'll tell you why. But Montrezl Harrell, if you weren't aware, there wasn't a microphone you couldn't hear, but you can lip read. A lot of talk about how he threw a slur at Luka during the game the other night. And if you go back a little bit into that game, you might have saw that they did have an altercation a little bit between the two of them as they kind of tripped over each other. Luka got called for the foul, and Luka turned around and said to Trez to stop flopping, and maybe that triggered it as to what he said, why he said what he said to Luka. I'm not going to repeat it on here as to what he said, but you if you all know, you can go look it up. You can see what it was. But it was completely uncalled for because, and I'm going to tell you why it's completely uncalled for, because it really goes both ways to how it works. So you're out here trying to, you're preaching equality. You're doing your the Black Lives Matter movement. You're putting things on the back of your jersey to support whichever cause you're trying to support. And there was a lot of people that even came out saying that it was uncalled for what he said. If it was the revolt, if it was the opposite, if the roles were reversed, and Luka said that to Trez, there would already been an NBA statement. There would already probably be a suspension. Luka probably wouldn't be playing the rest of the series or the season for that matter. So that's where, and you can go and talk to a lot and watch a lot of videos, especially Jay Williams. Go watch Jay Williams' video. He hit it spot on that it was completely uncalled for. And for the NBA to not have a statement on this yet is even more disappointing, because it really just obviously just goes against what they've been preaching and trying to do this entire postseason. And it just shows that it's just a big sham. It's just a big sham. It's just a big political gains. Yeah, it's just for money or whatever. And you can clearly see that right now with the NBA. Completely unnecessary. But again, not surprised that there's no action being taken by the NBA. Like I said, if Luka or Porzingis or any other white person on the team played the reverse role and said that, it'd be a different story. We can go on and on about that, have a lot of debates on it. But facts are facts. And if you don't like it, or my opinion on it, too bad. But we won't stick on that topic too much because, like I said, we can do other shows and just talk about that, about all this stuff that's going on. But completely uncalled for. He should know better than that. Very disappointing. And like I said, much more disappointing that the NBA hasn't said anything or taken any action. But moving down as we wrap up the show, I guess there's a lot of topics that I can talk about, and I could go on and because there's just a lot happening this weekend. But before we get into the final topic, as I like to just do random topics to end the show, there is a new segment that I am going to be putting out for the Just Saying podcast series. It's going to be called The Soapbox. And if you all know, obviously everybody knows what the definition of a soapbox is. So I thought it would be a cool way to express things a little bit differently for some short video clips. So we're going to have a lot of fun with that. Definitely looking forward to that. We'll be putting one out later in the week, whatever I feel like is the topic for the soapbox. So it's going to be cool. I have a lot of great ideas, a lot of things that I'm going to be trying. Just trying to grow the channel, trying to grow a passion that I have with talking a lot about sports and putting my opinion out there on a lot of other different things. Not everybody has to like it, but always appreciate the support for the people who do and for the people who don't. It's something I enjoy and something I want to grow. So I have a lot of other ideas that's going to be coming out with the channel and the podcast and everything. But all that stuff takes time, and someday it'll be bigger than it is now. And I believe that, and you have to believe that if you want to achieve anything. So that was just a quick update there. But we will get into my favorite random topics. It's one of my favorite things. I like to just talk about some random things that I find across the news and everything. I have a bunch of them written down here, but I'm only going to hit a few, as I'll save a few for the other ones because I got to look into a couple other things that I thought was pretty cool. Especially one of the ones that Barstool put up with the map of the worst attractions in each state. I'll touch on that in my next show. I want to look at that map again about the worst attractions. I've been to a lot of states. I've been cross country, which was one of the best trips I've had in my entire life. It was a 6-week trip. I went to a lot of different places. So I definitely want to see what that list is, so that way I can touch upon each one in the state and talk about it. Kind of cool. But some random topics, just like I said. If anybody watched the Batman trailer, the new Batman called The Batman, came out yesterday. Looks incredible. The Riddler's in it, which is going to be which is going to be cool. Always excited for a new Batman movie. Really thought that obviously the one with Christian Bale, to me, is the best Batman trilogy of all time. But this one's going to be kind of interesting, and I actually think it's headed in the right direction, and I actually like what I saw from the trailer. Looks very deep, very dark. DC's really trying to make that next jump like Marvel. I think that they've missed the boat, but I mean, they have time. They have a lot of good content. I mean, they put out the Joker. I think if they stick to the deep, dark side of a lot of the things that they do in DC, I think it'll be successful for them. I think that's where their bread and butter is. I know that they come out with Wonder Woman, which has been a big hit, but that's great. I mean, Wonder Woman's great. Lead female role, which is in Gal Gadot. So that's great. But like Superman, I've never been a big fan of Superman. I just don't think that, we've seen Superman hundreds and hundreds of times. It just doesn't really work. People aren't interested in Superman. People are interested in the things like the Joker, like the Batman, in that dark sense. That's what people are interested in, and that's where I think they should stick to their bread and butter. Excuse me. So yeah, it was an awesome trailer. Go check it out. I believe it comes out next year, so that'd be really cool. Definitely looking forward to that. Couple other random topics. These two really blow my mind. Big news from NASA. Okay, big news from NASA. Asteroid will hit Earth. Could hit Earth just before Election Day. Watch out! The world is ending, guys. Asteroid could hit Earth. The asteroid is 6.5 feet in diameter and has a 0.47% chance of actually hitting Earth. Man, NASA just blows my mind when they come out with, and people talk about, oh my God, an asteroid's going to hit. An asteroid's going to hit. 6.5 feet diameter? I mean, that's the size of a car. Not even. No, that's the size of a person. 0.47% chance of hitting Earth. Guys, this asteroid stuff is funny to me because everybody makes a big deal out of an asteroid possibly hitting Earth when they have a 0.47% chance of actually hitting Earth. And it's the size of a person. 6.5 feet diameter. It's not very big. Probably disintegrate before it even hits the ground. Guys, wake up. Okay? Wake up. This one's the best one, by the way. Last topic. This one's the best one. This one takes it all. Okay. Flat earthers. Now we all know who those people are, right? Okay. But flat earthers, they believe that Australia doesn't exist. And they are just people that are paid actors and actresses by NASA. Guys, what world are we living on where these people just come up with this like random stupid shit? I mean, are they just trying to make a headline for themselves or what is it? Flat earthers believe Australia. Okay? Australia, they believe that it's fake. They believe it doesn't exist. They believe NASA is paying people to be actors that live there. Well, where are these actors? Where would these actors be? Like what? Just like in a studio? Guys, there's some really strange things that people believe in this world. And that one's probably the biggest one that I've ever seen. That people think that flat earth people believe that there isn't a continent called Australia and that the people don't exist on it. I don't even know what to say to that. I don't even know how to react. I mean, guys, the earth is round. It is. It's round. Okay? It's round. Australia exists. Okay? People have been there. People see it. We all know. Man, some weird people out there in this world. Weird people out there in this world that believe some stupid shit. But then again, is that really a surprise? But anyways, that's good. That's gonna end it for today. Some funny stuff. Got a lot more topics to talk about, but we'll save that for tomorrow's show. I will be back tomorrow. So don't forget to give us a thumbs up, give us a follow, give us a like, and subscribe so you don't miss the update shows or any other content that we put out. Gonna have a lot of cool things coming up in the next couple of weeks for sure. In regards to soccer, NFL, and don't forget, playoffs are all back in full. Sports are back in full swing, so it doesn't get much better than this. But we'll have a lot of other things to discuss. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and we'll all talk to you tomorrow. Oh, and I'm just saying, I'm going to leave you with this. I'm just saying, why does Pelosi think it's important to call an emergency House hearing, House vote for the USPS, but not enough of an emergency to support people in need with the stimulus package? I want you guys to think about that. As we'll touch that, I will touch on that. But I'm just saying, guys, think of why. Okay? Y'all have a great Sunday.